3. Hey, welcome back to the channel, you guys. ScooterATVSales.com bringing you a service video, service tips. This is a video on the break-in service on your brand new dirt bike, as well as this is the service you can follow periodically as you own your dirt bike, keeping it nice and fresh, keeping that performance top notch. We're going to go over the break-in service and also just the general service. The areas you should check. You're going to be dropping your fluids from time to time, adjusting your chain, just doing an overall inspection and tightening nuts and bolts along the chassis. We have Adam here today. He's our lead tech here at Scooter City Reno. So we're going to go through the step-by-step in regards of starting the service. Now again, when you buy these brand new at approximately 2 hours, you want to do a full service from changing the spark plug, adjust your chain, dropping your oil, checking nuts and bolts, etc. Just going through your entire dirt bike, as well as checking the pinch bolts on your front forks. So let's start off with Adam here. Go ahead, Adam. What do we start off with here?
So guys, usually I start off doing an oil change. It takes a 17 millimeter socket, or some vehicles they take a 17 millimeter wrench. But with this guy, the 17 millimeter goes right here where it's been marked. Goes right there, and it's nice and tight right now because it's on there. So you just put the wrench, put the socket on, make sure you put it in the correct direction.
Okay, and that's it. Just loosen it up. All right.
Might have to use a little bit of force.
So we're not going to open that up right now.
Just loosen it a little bit.
Yeah. So, and how much oil does that take?
Usually a quart, maybe a little bit less than a quart.
Okay. And where's the oil check and fill area?
So the oil check is right here, and the fill oil check or fill oil is right there. And then what you want to do is either make sure it goes up to the bump or a little over the bump there.
Okay. All right.
And don't screw it in, just check it. Just do it like that and then pull it back out. This one is just perfect.
All right. And how about the spark plug? Where's that located?
Spark plug is located right here. It takes a 5/8 socket or a 16 millimeter.
Okay, and then that's what the CR7HSA NGK?
Correct.
All right. Now we're also going to check the front forks, right? The pinch bolts area.
Right. So on most bikes, you're going to have a 6 millimeter Allen. So you can either use a 6 millimeter socket Allen or just a regular Allen wrench.
Okay.
And then you got the 2 5 millimeters down here.
Okay, you're just going to go along each side?
Yes.
And make sure it's all tightened up?
And then what I like to do is make sure the axle in the front is tight, the axle in the back is tight. Make sure all your nuts and bolts are tight on the machine. And then one thing you want to do this rim lock where it keeps the tire from moving.
Okay, so we got to inspect the rim lock over here. So most larger size dirt bikes, you guys, have this rim lock. Always got to make sure this is nice and tight. If it's not tight, then the tire will spin on the rim. All right, there's a couple of clamps inside here that tighten and grip onto the tire itself, bringing it nice and tight against your rim. So you got to make sure this is tight, and if it's not tight, then the rim would spin and then tearing your inner tube. There's an inner tube in these, and it'll break off your valve stem. So always make sure that you make sure that's nice and tight. That's one of the areas you want to inspect. Also get a spoke wrench and check your spokes periodically as well. Of course, this is your valve stem, actually where your air inlet is, and this is your rim lock bolt over here on this side here. So let's take a walk here to the back. Again, this is the Z40, Apollo Z40 RFZ Max. You guys, you know it has hydraulic brakes in the front, as well as it has the brakes in the rear. It has pads here. It's hydraulic. So you want to inspect all your lines, make sure there's no damage on them. They're not frayed, they're not cut, there's no vandalism on there. And then, okay, so generally, you're going to adjust your chain because chains do stretch, particularly when they're brand new. So what areas are we're going to do? What are we going to do here to check that chain there and adjust it?
So to adjust the chain is you got a 10 millimeter bolt and a 12 millimeter nut. So basically you want to adjust your tire and make sure you keep your tires straight with the shock. Okay. And then after you make sure this is all nice and tight, you tighten it up with a 17 millimeter and a 19 millimeter.
All right, so you got the 19 on this side.
Right.
And then we have a 17 on this side, you guys. So you want to loosen the axle first, then you adjust these nuts here, allowing you to laterally move the wheel the rear wheel on the rear swing arm, adjusting your chain according to the adjustment that you do need on it. All right, so then after that, you're going to retighten these axle nuts, and then you're going to retighten the nut here, and then you're good to go on this. Let's go over here to this other side. Here we have the fuel shutoff, right?
Right.
And then we have a fuel filter up here.
Fuel filter, you got a choke that's on this one right here.
Okay. So we're gonna change the fuel filter as well.
Change the fuel filter, make sure the gas is not bad.
Okay, now we always recommend, and we've said in our other videos that we recommend always using 91. You definitely want to upgrade to a higher quality fuel filter. The ones that come with the Apollo brand dirt bikes, they're decent, but definitely buying a higher quality fuel filter is a lot better choice and decision to make. Now again, this is the shifting side, and what do you want to do here?
So basically, you just want to make sure that this is nice and tight for the
shifting.
For the shifting.
Okay.
And it doesn't have any wiggle back and forth. Because if it is, that thing's going to go flying off.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. All right, so you guys, that pretty much concludes the servicing and checking the chassis. You find us on Instagram at Scooter ATV Sales. Hope all is well. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you, Adam, for your help. Hope all is well, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.